Hi, this is The Rusted Willow, and my name is Tammie. If you like DIYs, hauls, lips, and everything farmhouse, you are in the right place. If you are returning, thank you so much for your support. If you are new here, let's get connected. Don't forget to like me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell so you are notified of new uploads, and don't forget to like and share. Let's get started. My first project is a thrift flip. I picked this little container up. It's metal at Goodwill, and I'm going to spray paint it with the Kills Blue Juniper. This is such a beautiful color, and I actually learned if you use this color and then whitewash it, it looks like cement. Just a tip. Anyway, it's such a beautiful color. I love it, and I just spray paint this tin with the Kills chalk paint, and then I go over it with a whitewash, and I love the way it looks. I actually let the whitewash sit on there for a little bit and dry, and then I go back and I wipe it off with a towel, not a damp towel, a dry towel, and I kind of rub it in. And if there's some spots where it's too whitewashed, I can take a baby wipe and wipe it off, or I can get the towel wet and it looks so cute. And see, I even clapped. I was so proud of myself. Anyway, I put some bags down in the bottom of this tin so that my flowers wouldn't go all the way to the bottom. I am using Dollar Tree florals. These are kind of a beigey or a beigey. Let me try that again. These are kind of a beige rose, and that is just some greenery from Dollar Tree. I couldn't get these leaves to cooperate. But I really do love these flowers. They have really stepped it up this year, and I am loving the florals, and I have a ton. So I am trying to use up some of my florals. This is some flowers from last year. I didn't like it. And this is how I craft, y'all. I just kind of put stuff in there. If I like it, I go with it. If I don't, I'll take it all out and start again. And I'm loving on some purple this spring. I think that the lilac is just gives it that pop of color, and it screams spring to me. I love it. I love me some lilacs. And I mess with the flowers a little bit. I fluff. And I move the greenery around. And then I decide I'm good. I'm done. So this is a collaboration video with Broke Girl Aesthetic. It's a small creator Sunday challenge. I have been lucky enough to join this group of fabulous ladies. The playlist will be linked down below in my comments, so make sure you go and click on the playlist, and don't forget to hop on over to Broke Girl Aesthetic and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. So don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, let's get back to it. So my next project is another tin that I picked up at Goodwill, and I believe this one was $2.99. And I decided I wanted to do an ombre effect. I started out with a dark gray primer. It was the Rust-Oleum 2x some kind of gray. I don't know, honestly. And then I tried another blue color, and I didn't like it. I went over it with the Kills Blue Juniper chalk spray paint. And then I just used some cheap white spray paint that I got from Dollar General, because I'm trying to use up my old spray paint so I can get to all my new spray paint that I've bought recently. Because if I can spray paint it, I'm gonna spray paint it. That's so much easier than painting it, period. Anyway, so I put on a tissue paper decal. I don't know how you would describe it, but anyway, I printed this butterfly off on, oh my gosh, I always forget the name of the channel or the name of the site. Graphics Fairy, the Graphics Fairy, and I printed it off on tissue paper and I decoupaged it onto this tin. So if you want to see how to do that, I know other creators have done it. I can't for the life of me think of who has done it lately. But anyway, it's pretty popular, and you can use inkjet or you can use a laser jet. It doesn't really matter. I think the inkjet, you just need to let it dry for a little while so that way it doesn't smear when you go to decoupage it. But one thing I did learn is, because this was my first time doing this, don't put a lot of decoupage on your brush. Put a light coat to begin with, and then once it's sealed, then you can go back and put a heavier coat. But you want to put a light coat because that way if you rub it too much, the ink will start smearing and then you'll have a black mess or a color mess, whichever, if you print it off in color. So I really liked how this turned out. This was so cool. I went over it and whitewashed it, as you could see, and I was only going to do around the tissue paper decal, but then I thought, you know what, that looks so cool, I'm going to whitewash the whole thing. So I really liked how it turned out, loved it, and then I just arranged the flowers how I liked. And you can use whatever colors you want that coincides with your decor. I'm really loving the cream and the purple together, so that's what I've been doing. And here I'm kind of showing you how I do the tissue paper decal, decoupage, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I also printed this. It's French writing. I printed this off from the Graphics Fairy. And what I do is I take the tissue paper, I tape it down to regular printer paper, and then I just run it through the printer. You just have to make sure that you have it going the right direction so that it actually prints on the tissue paper. So then I am using a matte decoupage, and I pick up the print with my brush, and then I just kind of lightly brush over it to smooth it out just a tiny bit, and then I do the rest with my fingers, and then I put a very light coat of decoupage on the top, and then I'm going to set that aside to dry. And while that's drying, I am getting my second one ready. I layered these tissue paper, whatever you want to call them, tissue paper graphics, I don't know. Anyway, I layered them because I love the queen bee and I love the French writing. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to put both on here. This was my first time doing the tissue paper and decoupaging it on anything, and I learned that you don't want your brush, like if you go around the actual image with a wet brush, don't let your brush get too wet. So you want it just to be damp, and then you can actually use your brush to pull apart the tissue paper. And I like the edges to be torn instead of cut, which you can cut it out, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I like the torn edges. So now I'm just cutting a pool noodle because I don't want to get out the green foam because it always makes a mess. And a pool noodle is, so you get so much more pool noodle than you do green foam for $1. So I'm using the noodles because that's so much better. So anyway, I go around this box and I distress it in silver lining, and then I actually don't show this part, but I go back and I distress it even more with steel. So it's got two colors of gray on there, a white, which is regular white chalk paint. I believe it's Waverly chalk paint is the base coat, the white. And then I distress it in the silver lining, and then I distress it in the steel, which makes it a little bit darker around the edges. And it really makes the texture, this box is textured, and it really makes the texture of the box pop and stand out. So I love it. I love how this turned out. I didn't talk about it at the time, but to get the edges, the clean edges, because I didn't cut the tissue paper exactly the same size as the lid. To get the tissue paper, to get a clean edge, I just oh my gosh, what's it called? I used my sandpaper and I went down. So don't go back and forth, don't go up and down, just go down. And you just had to do it very lightly and it just comes right off. So as you can see, I didn't like my bouquet. I wanted a little lower profile. The flowers were too tall, I thought, for this box, and I didn't like it. So I took all the purple out because it wasn't working for me. I don't know. I didn't like the way it looked. So I went back with the cream colored roses and some white lilac, and I'm going to use some blush. I think they're blush colored roses. I don't know. They're not really pink and they're not white. I think they're a blush color. Anyway, or they're a super light pink, whatever. I just love these roses, and I love the light pink and the white together. It is so pretty. But I just thought the flowers were too tall. I didn't like the way it looked with the dark purple. I want to keep it light for spring, and then I'm just adding some lilac in there. And all this stuff I had on hand, I have flowers. And I let that dry, and I'm putting another coat of matte Mod Podge on there. I don't want it to be shiny, so I'm using the matte Mod Podge. Mod Podge, is that how you say it? Anyway, I always say it wrong. But I love how this box turned out. It is so, so cute. Okay, now this umbrella I have been wanting to make for a couple of years now. I actually bought this umbrella last year at the end of spring or summer from Hobby Lobby, and I got it like 60 or 75% off. I don't know, super cheap. I bought those pink real feel, what are these called? Tulips, off of Amazon, and I didn't like the way they looked. I love the pink flamingos on this umbrella. It is so cute. My grandbaby actually thought I bought it for her. And I was like, oh yeah, sure I did. No, I didn't. So anyway, I like the white tulips better, and I put some Dollar Tree bags in there to fluff out the bottom and to actually hold the flowers up, because I don't want the flowers sinking down too low. So it actually acts as a filler and keeps the umbrella looking fuller. So these flowers I actually picked up today from Dollar Tree. I'd never seen them before. They're new to me. I don't remember what they're called, but anyway. And I added 3 in here, and I actually think I'm gonna go back and take one out because it's just too much. I think 2, even 1 or 2 was probably gonna be enough. And I might just cut it apart and just add the 1, because I feel like the 3 is just too much. But anyway, I showed it with the 3 of the purple filler, and I love how they like cascade down. And now I'm reusing a green bow that came with some flowers that I got for Easter. And I just tie that around the umbrella and make some tails. And now I'm using my Bow Dabra thing. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm using my bow maker, whatever it's called. I don't remember, honestly. And I make my tails, and I just throw different ribbons on there. I have 3 different shades of pink and the 1 green, because I love how the different shades of pink are in the flamingo. So I am using that. And I think I got this pink ribbon from Joann's. I think it was on sale after Easter. I think I did get it from Joann's. I'm not sure. I got a couple different ribbons like this with the white edging on it, and it's so pretty. I'm pretty sure I got it at Joann's. And then this pink ribbon, this darker pink ribbon, I got at Hobby Lobby. I have a crap ton. I don't even know. I have so much ribbon. I don't know why I keep buying ribbon, but anyway, I do. Every time I see new ribbon, I'm like, oh yeah, I need that. No, I really don't. I really don't. I don't even know why I keep buying ribbon, but anyway. So I have so much ribbon, I can't remember where I buy it from, guys, so just bear with me. I can kind of tell by the brands, but that sheer ribbon is definitely from Hobby Lobby. But the other ribbon, I have no idea. If I see it on clearance or if I see it on sale, I just buy it. But anyway, I've got to stop buying ribbon because I have too much. And then I just dovetail all my ends on this ribbon, on this bow, I mean. I dovetail all the ribbon, all the tails, and I love how this bow turned out. It is so pretty. I also use a zip tie to keep it all together. And I pull it as tight as I can. And normally I would use a zip tie to attach it to the other ribbon, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to tie this ribbon around it. It doesn't matter to me that the bow is not straight on because it's spring. It's supposed to be, I wanted it to be fun and whimsical, and I love the pink flamingos, and I just wanted a big old bow on here, so I don't even care. I love how that green looks in the center with the pop of green. I love this bow and how it turned out with the different shades of pink and the green. And that green is perfect color of green to match that umbrella. So my next project is the bottom of a cloche, and I actually got it at an antique store in Branson, and it was super cheap. The booth was on sale, so it was a green color, kind of a dark green color. You can kind of see it on the bottom because I didn't paint the bottom, but I painted it white and then I just distressed it really well. And I got these butterfly cutouts from Dollar Tree. I'd never seen them before. I don't know if it's a new item or what, but anyway, so I picked a butterfly. I used my glue stick. To glue it down, and then I'm going to go over it with some matte Mod Podge again. I love the gold on these butterflies. They are so pretty. Anyway, so I use my heat gun to dry it, and then I'm just going to, this is actually vase filler, and I love the little wood flowers that came in there, the little pink wood flowers, and I think it goes so well with the butterfly. And I was gonna put succulents in there, but I didn't like the way it looked. So you'll see the final reveal coming up. Okay, now on my last project, I am making a May basket for my neighbor. So on May Day, you're supposed to go put baskets of flowers on people's doorsteps or on their doors. Anyway, my husband had never heard of this, and he knows everything. Like I call him Google, because every time I go, hey, did you know? He's like, yep, I knew. Okay, well, because he knows everything. Anyway, I wanted to dirty this up. I used some printed sheet paper, music paper that I printed at Christmas time. This is actually Amazing Grace, and I just had it printed at Home Depot. It was like 39 cents or 49 cents. I don't know, super cheap. It was 11 by 17. And make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me which one was your favorite. and I'm just using my glue stick because I was being impatient waiting for my glue gun to heat up. So I just used the glue stick and glued the edges down. So here I am, I'm putting some lace, which I repurposed from a jar that I had made for a baby shower. And I took the lace off my jar, and I'm reusing this lace because I didn't want to cut more since I already had some cut. And I just love this. I think it is so shabby chic. And I'm reusing the pink bow that was on there as well. But I love the lace on here, and I love that antique wax. And you can actually use tea or coffee to distress the paper, but I just used the antiquing wax because that's what I had on hand and right there. And I actually have some antiquing wax mixed up with some water, and that's what I used, but it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be. So anyway, I went over it with the water, I went over it with a little bit more antiquing wax, and then I just kind of rubbed it in and then dried it. So now I'm just using some Dollar Tree ribbon, the lace ribbon, to make a little handle so that this can be hung like a May Day basket. And as you can see, my glue gun's warm now, so I'm using it. Isn't that cute? Oh, I just love how this turned out. And then I put some flowers in there, but I didn't like the rose, so I actually just end up going back with the lilac. But you can have several different looks, or use whatever you have on hand, or use whatever you like. I couldn't decide, but for me, I think the lilac is it. And now it's time for the final reveal. So here is the first tin that I painted, and I added a little butterfly. And here's the second tin. I love how that butterfly turned out. And I love the umbrella. Oh my gosh, I love all these projects. So tell me down below in the comments which one was your favorite, because honestly, I can't even pick a favorite. I've been wanting to do an umbrella forever. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like something on here that you see, and don't forget to subscribe. If you made it through the whole video, leave a flower emoji. And again, I want to thank Broke Girl Aesthetic for putting on this small creator Sunday challenge for creators under 1,000 subscribers. This is so awesome. The theme this month was April showers, bring May flowers, and I loved doing this collab. So don't forget to click on the playlist below. It'll be listed in my comments. And don't forget to check out Broke Girl Aesthetic, her channel as well. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by.